Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katy. Today we're going to talk about improving your fascia. Now, fascia is connective tissue that runs throughout your body, connecting all your vital organs and all your muscles together. Now, in this connective tissue are nerve endings, and they actually communicate lots of messages through to your brain about where your body is in space. So it's like inner vision. It tells your brain where your body is in time. So what you can do for a moment is close your eyes and then lift your arms up. Now, if you open your eyes, you can actually see that your arms are lifted. Okay, close your eyes, float your arms down. Now, when you open your eyes, your arms are down. So this is inside our body, telling us where our body parts are without us actually having to look at them. That's called proprioception. And in some people, that is more developed than others. Now, we can develop that proprioception through our fascia. So today we're going to focus on those yoga moves and how they impact on our body and our proprioception. So the most important thing about proprioception is that they have discovered that it keeps us nice and healthy and strong and safe. So if we can move our body around really well and effectively, we're going to reduce injury, and we're going to make sure that we can maneuver ourselves through situations quite accurately and comfortably. Now, we can't actually do yoga exercises to improve our fascia, because the fascia is this interconnected network all over the inside of our body. But what we can do is exercises that encourage that proprioception, that understanding of our body, as well as stretching our muscles. So today we're going to focus on doing that. And proprioception is actually developed by doing a variety of movements. So rather than doing repetitive movements like running, walking, cycling or chaturangas in yoga, we'll do a variety of different movements that challenge us in different directions and different ways. So have a go, even if you can't manage them or you find them difficult or uncomfortable, have a go anyway, just so your body can see what it can do. Very important for us to develop that proprioception through our fascia. And so focusing on the total body is going to make a huge difference today. So let's start off with a lying down position. So lying down just on your mat, and we want to just place one hand on the heart center, one hand on the belly, and then drop the elbows down, lift the mid back up, draw shoulder blades downwards, inwards, so we can flatten our back. Just nod your chin towards your chest so you can lengthen through the back of the neck. Don't jam your chin down. You should be feeling quite relaxed and comfortable, and drop your feet outwards. So let's take a few breaths into our belly. Now I want you to start to notice your toes, your legs, calf muscles, thigh muscles. Just check that they're not tense. Just check into the muscles around the hips, around the chest, neck and shoulders. Just make sure they're nice and comfy. Face nice and soft. Start to focus inwardly. And that's that inward understanding that we want to really connect with today, with our fascia. Just making sure that we feel all the parts of our body. Okay, let's walk our feet to the end position. And let's bring the knees to the chest just one at a time. And just link your fingers, place your palms on your knees, tighten your tummy, nice soft shoulders. And then if you can, just draw your knees to your chest a little, lift your hips up slightly to lengthen the lower spine, and then place the back down. Now, if you can't manage to do that, that's perfectly okay. You don't need to. Okay, just put your spine in a lovely position. And then let's bring the arms out to a T position and lower our knees to one side. Turn your head to the other side. And we've got a beautiful twist. So you can take your hand nearest your knee and just rest it on top, and that little bit of extra weight is going to help you stretch a little bit more around your hip. Breathe into your chest that's stretching. Now I want you to keep very conscious of all your body parts, like your toes and your legs. What about your shoulder blades and your arm that's extended out and your head that's turned? Okay, beautiful. Now we're bringing our arms to a T position, and now the hand that opposite our knee, you're going to lift that up. Breathe in, lift that hand up, and breathe out. Bring your palms together. So now we're going to do a thoracic roll. In other words, we're twisting through the mid-spine. So let's breathe in, lifting the hand up, open it right out, try to lower your shoulder blades on the floor, and breathe out. Bring your palms together again. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in and breathe out. That's it. Bring the hand back on top of the other. Let's go again. And I think we can do 2 more today. So let's try another 2. It's a beautiful movement for the spine. Lovely way to warm it up. And bring the hands back down. And we've got 1 more to go. Okay, let's leave the hand there and bring the knees to the chest. Now if you need to make any adjustments, that's fine. So you're laying on your back now, lower your knees to the other side, make little adjustments if you need to, and turn your head the opposite way. So the hand nearest the knee, just pop it on top, that's it, lovely, and stretch around the hip. Now arms in a T position again, we're going back to that nice twist in the spine. So let's breathe in and breathe out. Bring the hand over, matching those palms. Breathe in, open up the chest, gaze at your fingers as you open your arms. So the gaze at the hand that's moving. Breathe out, bring your palms together. Let's do that again. Breathe in. Beautiful, shoulder blades on the floor, and breathe out. Bring your palms together. And again, Again, we're doing that again, and we've got 1 more to go after this one. That's it, beautiful, and let's do that again. Arms nice and wide open, lovely. Now bring your knees back to the start position and just readjust yourself. You can bring your knees to your chest 1 at a time, give them a little hug, and then place your feet down 1 at a time. We have a bridge position, so hands by your sides, shoulders drawn downwards and inwards. Let's breathe into the belly and breathe out. Draw the navel to spine, flatten the lower back to the floor. So you want to try and get that back down to stretch that lower spine, and then peel your vertebrae off the floor. Now just adjust your head if you need to, adjust your shoulder blades if you need to. So you're just sitting on the backs of the shoulder, the upper part of the shoulder blades, and they're drawn downwards. So the shoulders right away from the ears, and just bring your inner thighs, particularly towards your hips, a little bit closer. Can you feel the bottom of your buttocks squeeze a bit more? Beautiful. Let's lift those hips up a bit higher then, and we should feel the tops of our thighs working a little bit harder. Let's breathe into the belly, breathe out, roll back down. Let's stretch out that lower back on the way down. Make sure you connect the back to the floor if you can, and then just a little arch in the lower back as the hips settle again. Let's breathe into the belly, breathe out, navel to spine, rock the hips forward, squeeze the buttocks, peel the vertebrae off the floor, and here we are back into our bridge position. And I want you to just draw those inner thighs together again, squeezing into the buttocks, lift the buttocks a little bit higher, and then tugging your feet closer together. We're going to lift 1 knee up, extend the leg to the ceiling. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to roll down. Now if you can't manage this, put your foot back on the floor. Rolling down, stretching out that lower back, gentle arch, breathe in, breathe out, navel to spine, lifting the leg up. Good work. Bend the knee, place the foot down. Let's try on the other side, but I want you to lift your hips up again just in case they've dropped. Okay, other knee to tabletop, and then shoot the foot to the ceiling. Keep the hips nice and even. Beautiful. Let's breathe in to the belly and breathe out. Start to roll down. Just go carefully so you can really stretch out that lower back. That's it, lovely. Okay, breathe into the belly, breathe out, rolling back up again, lifting your leg to the ceiling, then bend the knee, place the foot down, readjust the hips so they're still nice and high. Breathe into the belly and breathe out, roll back down again. One vertebrae at a time, stretching out that lower back. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring the knees to the chest, give them a nice hug. Okay, from here, we're going to lift those legs up to the ceiling. I want you to tighten your tummy and keep it nice and flat. If you can't quite straighten your legs out, that's okay. Arms by your sides or just hold the backs of your legs. So you can point and flex. Point and flex. Let's do that again. This is lovely for your shins and calves. Point and flex. Now one more time. Now we're going to bring our legs over our head. So if you can't manage to do that, just do whatever you can. So bring the legs over the head. That's it, wherever they go, like a plow pose. And then roll your spine down and just lower your legs a little bit towards the floor. Let's do that again. Rolling over. So you might just be able to get a little bit further each time. Just as your body warms up and legs a little bit further to the floor. That's it, rolling over. Nice work. And you should be able to feel a little bit of warmness in your body. And we're almost there, so let's do one more of these. And then legs overhead. And we're going to let the weight of the legs pull us up into a seated position. So chin to chest, get your head ready and lower yourself down. How did you go with that one? All right, beautiful. So we're going to bring our toes forward, lift our rib cage up. So as you lift your rib cage up and pull your tummy in, your shoulder blades should drop down at the back and hug a little bit together. So have a look at your toes. They're forwards. Your legs are all switched on from having the toes forward. The shoulders are down, soft and relaxed, and then place your hands on the floor. We're going to sit tall. If you need to use some pressure of your hands to help lift your spine up, that's okay. But otherwise, you're just going to try and have your hands very lightly on the floor and let your tummy and your back muscles hold you up. So let's get that chin tucked in. We don't want to be like this. We're not going to get too much back work there, and we're going to strain our neck. So we need to draw the chin in, chest lifted. That's it, beautiful. So let's sit nice and tall. How are we finding that? Nice and comfy? Can we feel where it's working? Now I want you to think about just the inside of your body. You can even close your eyes and think about your body, your toes. Can you feel them? Okay, your legs. Which part's working the most? Is it your thighs? And perhaps around your hips? Soften your knees a little bit and that will help to ease that out. So is your tummy nice and firm? Chest lifted, shoulder blades nice and soft and down, neck and shoulders very comfortable. All right, beautiful. From here, we're going to lean forward, tighten the tummy, press your hands down, lift the hips. Now, if you can't lift your hips, just lean forward. Lift one leg up, lower it down. Lift the other leg up, lower it down. If you can lift both legs, please do. And then lower your hips down. Slide your hands back a little bit and walk your feet a bit closer. Now this is our level 1 tabletop. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. So you can stay here if you want to, or you can join me and we're going to lift our hips about 3 times. So let's keep that tummy firm, lift your hips up, squeeze your buttocks, you can look at your knees, and then pop your hips down. Now you can either just sit straight down or bring your hips back. So you're going to have to work a little bit more to bring your hips back each time. Otherwise, just sit straight down. So if you're joining me to lift up, nice squeeze into the buttocks. Beautiful. And float yourself either down in this position or sweep the hips back, working into the tummy just a little bit more. All right, beautiful. We're going to do that again. So lifting up. And this time, let's toe heel our feet a little bit closer together. Now you need to keep your chest wide, otherwise you'll collapse down and look at your knees. So you need to widen up your chest and your hips lift up beautifully. Extend one leg. You can bring your head into the position you prefer or just gaze at your toes. And let's bend that knee, place the foot down, change legs. Now you need to keep your hips at the same height, so look at them if you're not entirely sure. So every now and then check in by closing your eyes, just seeing if you can manage it with your eyes closed and placing your foot down, and that will help you develop your proprioception. Okay, let's take a seat. Sitting down, beautiful. Now I'm going to face forward so you can see what I'm doing. We're going into a V pose. So toes are forward. Make sure you're sitting on your sit bones. So it doesn't matter how wide your legs are. Some people's legs go very wide and some people have got tighter hips, so they're not going to. All right, so let's lift up nice and tall. Breathe in, breathe out, tighten your tummy. Now, I must mention, some people can't bend forward very much, so put your hands behind you and use them to help leverage you forward. Otherwise, just hands on shins and slowly go down. Now, if you're a little bit stiff to start off with, you just take your time. You can hold the outside edge of the feet, or you can hold the inner edge, you can hold the toes, you can just have hands on shins. Just find something that works for you. If you can lay on your front, please feel free to do that. All right, so we're going to take a few breaths here. Now, how are you going for your awareness? Are you checking your body from your toes, inner thighs? Are they working? Can you feel this anywhere else in the legs? And your shoulders should be away from your ears. Now let's walk our hands around to our right foot. Pull the tummy in and try and line the center of your chest up with your shin. You might need to just adjust your leg a bit if you can't quite get there. Now, I want you to be very mindful of the other leg, because often I see feet drop in. Totally forgotten about that foot. Okay, you need to be mindful of the whole of your body, not just the foot where you're leaning towards. Take your left hand outside your calf, right hand behind the back. Pull your tummy in, lean forward. You can always slide your hand to the outer edge of your foot, but keep your shoulder down. You can look at your back hand or place it behind your back. Now I want you to check in with your opposite leg, your left leg. How's it going? Have you forgotten about it again? Just check in with the inner thigh. It should be working. Toes should be pointing up to the ceiling. Now have a quick look, see if it is. Okay, make a little adjustment if it's not quite where you thought it should be, and then memorize where that is with your eyes closed or just while you're looking a different direction. And that will help you build your proprioception and get your fascia working really well. Okay, beautiful. We're going to release that and bring your legs in. We're going to hold the toes or the feet. I don't mind how you hold them, and lift one leg up. This is a lovely way to stretch the backs of your legs. It's a really good move. So lovely big stretches, and if you can lift both legs. Otherwise, stay with a single stretch. That's it, lifting up, shoulders down, chest lifted. Are we comfy in our neck and shoulders? How are our feet going? How are the legs? Check in. Think about your body, the position you're in, what works best for you, and lock it away in your mind. Big breaths into the chest. Now we're going to bring our feet together for a boat pose. Now I'm going to move a little bit forward because we're rolling back. All right, boat pose. Now, if you can, you're going to roll back with me, bring your legs over your head and roll back to your seated position. Okay, so let's bring the legs into a V again, toes towards you. And I like to do a little bit of forward bending just to get my hips in the right position and make sure I'm sitting right forward on my sit bones. Okay, so we're going to bend forward again. So let's take a deep breath in, reach the arms up, palms forward, hands down to the floor, shoulders towards hips, and bend forward. Again, the forward benders can lay on their front. Otherwise, you can just rest on your elbows or just have your hands down on the floor in front of you. So whatever stretch you can get into is a good stretch for you today, for your body. Just remember, you're very different to the next person, and your stretch is going to be different. You're going to look different when you do the posture. It's all about your body design. Now, have we kept our mind on our feet? You don't need to look at them unless you want to check where they are. It's always a good idea to have a look, because what we think we're doing with our body, we may not be doing. So it's a good thing to check in. Okay, walk your hands around to your left leg. Pull your tummy in, line the center of the chest up with the shin. Right hand outside your left calf, other arm behind the back. Look at your back hand and then find a position for your front arm, the arm that's forward, and check in with your opposite foot. Is it in the right position? Just have a look. Again, developing that proprioception, which is directly linked to the fascia. So making sure that you are developing your fascia as well as your muscles. So you're getting a whole body workout. And I want you to be really mindful today of every part of your body as you move. Arm can be behind the back also. Okay, let's release. Coming back into our V pose leg stretch. So let's stretch those legs up again. Nice big stretch. Lovely big stretch up. And again. All right, let's try 2 legs. And hold the feet if you need to. Shoulders down, chest lifted. That's it, lovely. How are you managing? Are you conscious of all the parts of your body? Is your tummy in, shoulders down? So we need to check our body continuously. Work with the fascia. We're getting little messages constantly to our brain of what's going on in our body. So be mindful of that. Do listen. It's easy to ignore those little messages, but we need to pay attention. It's very important. All right, let's bring our feet together. And now, bring your arms forward if you can. You're going to roll back and come into a boat pose. Beautiful. And then cross your ankles. I'm going to have to turn sideways, roll forward, and lay on your front. Chin on the floor or forehead down, arms by the sides. Okay, now let's bring our arms forward. And we're going to do alternate arm leg raises to start off with. So right arm, left leg, lift your head and chest and lower it down again. This is wonderful for your back muscles. So lift up, reach through your fingers and toes and lower them down. So I want you to continue with that awareness right from the tip of your fingers right down to your toes. Your eyes can be closed, you can focus in your mind, or you can have your eyes opened. All right, now I want you to tighten your tummy, lift it up off the floor, squeeze your buttocks and lift your both legs. Now we're going to lift our chest and head. Come onto the fingertips and the thumbs. Lift your fingers, lift your thumbs. Keep your arms raised. You can look forward or tuck your chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. And then bring your arms to the sides and then float them back to your hips. Rotate your palms upwards. Now you can just reach your arms up in wide prayer, and that's quite comfortable. Or if you can, press palms together, link the fingers, and then hug your shoulder blades a little closer. Stretch your toes out, lift your chest a little bit more. Pause in this position. Okay, let's lower ourselves down. Bring your hands to your chest, lift up, come into a child's pose. So toes together, knees wide, and extend your arms forward. Chin to chest, slide shoulders towards hips, tighten your tummy. Breathe into your back. Breathe right from the top of the neck, the bottom of the neck, to the lower spine. As much as you can, right up your spine. Now lower your elbows down to the floor, and you're going to take your left hand and creep the fingers over so your hand approximately lines up with the top of your head. So here you're going to have to use that proprioception to figure out where your hand is. So again, developing that fascia, that interconnectedness that tells you where your body is. Now I want you to flip your hand over, so rotate your wrist so the palm is upwards. So you want the hand, elbow and shoulder to line up. So in your mind, try to find that. Now tighten the tummy, and I want you to lift your left arm up. So it should feel quite heavy. You're not able to use many muscles to hold it up. So your back is going to have to do the work. Lower the arm down. We're going to do that again. So shoulders towards hips, tight tummy, and lift the arm up. So you're bracing through your waist and your back to lift that arm up. And then lower it down. Rotate the palm back to the floor. Now we're going to take the right hand and creep the fingers over to the center of the head, somewhere wherever we think it is. Then rotate your palm upwards so your palm, your elbow and your shoulder are lined up. Shoulders towards hips, a little jostling with your body, tighten your tummy and lift your arm up. Beautiful. And hold it there and then lower it down. Do notice a difference between one side and the other. One side might be a little bit heavier because we're wired to one side of our body most of the time, and so that's going to create a difference in each side of the body. Okay, lifting your other arm up. That's it, beautiful. Working into the back, to the arm. Lovely work, lower it down. Quite a bit more challenging than you might think. Palms down to the floor. All right, beautiful. So now we're going to lift ourselves up, to lean the body weight forward, tuck your toes under, walk your hands back to your feet, and you should be in a squat position. Now you can stay in the squat if you want, or if you're not a person who can squat easily, butterfly pose is a good pose to be. Now from here we're going to do a bird pose. So if you can do this, join me, otherwise stay in your squat. So we're going to spread our fingers out, place them on the mat, come onto our toes, and then come right on the balls of the feet and lift those feet up. Now you can do one leg at a time if you want, just play around with it. You don't have to stay up a long time. Bring your toes forward, drop yourself down onto your feet, and you can walk your hands forward, jump your feet back to plank. So just make sure you end up on your mat. All right, beautiful. So if you can be in plank, stay here with me, or put your knees down on the floor, wherever you can manage. Shoulders towards hips, tighten your tummy, little squeeze in the bottom part of the buttocks. Let's build a little bit of front of the body strength and around the shoulder blades at the back. How are you going? All right, now soften your knees, lift your hips up. Let's pause here for a moment in our down dog. So adjust your feet a little bit. Let's walk the heels up and down, take a stretch in the ankles and the calves. Okay, lower both heels down, shoulders towards hips, tighten the tummy. Now I want you to start to think about your fingers and your toes, your tummy and your hips. Where is your head? Are you relaxing your neck? 3 big breaths into the chest. Now can you find all your body parts in your mind? Let's check in and see what they're all saying. What are the messages coming in? Okay, let's walk our hands towards our feet and let the upper body hang down nice and loosely. So you can adjust your feet right under the hips. Hold your elbows, let the upper body hang down. Bring the weight out of your heels to forward in your feet. Can we find that? Just wiggle your toes around. Check in with the toes, chin to chest. Breathe into your back, right from the lower spine to the neck. Expand the back out as much as you can with your breath. So this is our fascia at work, talking to us, telling us where we are, what's happening. And elbows and torso just move from side to side. So let's just loosen up a little bit. Right, lower your hands down, place your hands on your shins, breathe in and breathe out. Tighten the tummy, a little squeeze in the bottom part of the buttocks. Just push your hips a little bit forward so you can stack your vertebrae out quite easily. This is a beautiful back stretch. Roll the shoulders back and downwards. Okay, give yourselves a shake. All right, let's turn around and face long ways on our mat. We're going to do a sun salute with modifications, and we're going to really focus on that fascia. So standing nice and tall. This is one of the best postures you can do. So your feet are close as they can be together, or just pick a comfortable foot position. Spread your toes out, really pay attention to the extremities of your body. Okay, lift your rib cage up. Lengthen through your spine, your tummy will draw in, the top of the thighs will switch on, and the bottom of the buttocks. So that will keep our hips nice and stable and strong. Lift shoulders to ears, roll them back, draw them downwards and a little bit inwards at the bottom. Chin slightly tucked in so you can experiment with your chin to get that head balanced on top of the neck. Arms are a little bit away from the sides to help us maintain a good back position. Rotate your palms forward, your thumbs outwards, and that will help your shoulder blades sit flat on your back. Let's take 3 breaths here, eyes open or closed, and I want you to think about from the top of your head, just scan your body from the top of the head to the shoulders, out to the fingers, then down to the hips, down to the knees and down to the toes, taking in your whole body, thinking of yourself as a whole. This is your fascia, connecting the whole of your body together, from the head to the toes, from the fingertips to shoulders. Let's take a deep breath in. Big breath in, reaching up as high as you can. Breathe out, forward fold, tighten your tummy, bend your knees and relax down. Flat back, lengthen through the spine and backs of the legs. Hands on shins or toes, just anywhere you can get a most comfortable forward position or forward flat back position, and then forward fold. We're stepping back to plank, so step back 1 foot the other, make sure you're nice and strong and firm, check in with your body, check your shoulders, your hips, your tummy. Beautiful. Now soften the knees a little bit, lift the hips up, and that will keep your lower back comfortable. So back into our down dog. And now we're going to just walk our feet a little bit closer together, lift the right leg up, 3-leg dog, and make sure your hips are straight, so don't have all these funny leg positions. Have a look at your foot. 5 toes point to the floor, nice squeeze buttocks, chest towards the thighs, and we're going to bring that leg forward. So look where you're going to bring it, so tighten the tummy, bend the knee, look where you're going to bring your foot, and you're more likely to get there. Okay, beautiful. So lower the back knee down. We're going to stretch the hips, so make sure the back foot is flat, hand inside the foot, toe heel the foot a bit wider. Slide your other knee away for a bigger hip stretch, and let's bend down. Drop your head down if you need to. Breathe into your back. Now, some of you might be able to go down to your elbows, so please do that. Otherwise, if that's a little bit strong, make adjustments. Listen to what your body's saying to you. Breathe into your belly. Feel the pressure of your breath against your muscles. Okay, beautiful. Lifting up. Now we're going to take the hand inside the foot, outside the foot, and the foot, bring it back to in line with your hip. We've got a lunge twist, so we're going to do with the first twist position, we're going to reach our arm up, lift up through the shoulder, try not to sink down into the shoulder with the bottom arm, extend, reach your fingers up to the ceiling and try to bring your focus into the fingertips. Now if you're quite well balanced, bring your hand on the floor next to your foot. So that will challenge your balance a little bit more. Still the same lunge twist. Now for those who want an increased challenge, then take the hand that's on the floor outside the leg and then twist. A little bit more challenging. Now lower your top hand down. Let's readjust ourselves. We're going to tuck the back toe under, lift the knee, lower the back heel down so your heels are lined up, and straighten your front leg. Now if you can't do that with your hands on the floor, just place your hands on your shin. Bring your front hip back and your back hip forward, so we're straightening up the hips, and we can feel a little squeeze in our buttocks. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to bring the hands behind the back. Can we link the fingers, or wide prayer, gaze at your knee, make sure your front knee is not locked. Otherwise you can link your fingers, bring your arms up. This requires a little bit more balance, so just have a look at your feet, make sure they're okay, front foot pointing forward, back foot on an ankle, and then lower the hands down. Bring your hands to your chest in prayer, bend your front knee, the weight goes in the front leg. We're going to float the back foot up in a warrior three. Make sure you're squeezing your buttocks, shoulders away from hips, and you can flex your foot or just point your toe, but make sure your 5 toes are pointing at the floor, so you might need to rotate your little toe inwards. Alright, so float your back foot down next to your front foot, chair pose legs. Press those knees and thighs together, drop the shoulders, and just looking forwards. We're going to do a twist, so let's take the right elbow on the right knee. So there's a nice gentle twist. Level 2, you can bring your right elbow to your left knee, so just increasing a little bit at a time, and then the elbow outside the knee, a little bit more of a twist. And if you can, we're reaching one hand to the floor, one hand to ceiling. Now some of you might be able to get your bottom hand to the floor. Please feel free to do that, and if you can't get there, it's okay. Alright, beautiful. Now we're going to lower the top hand down, and we're coming into a toe squat. So onto the toes, drop the hips down. Some of you may find this quite challenging, so you can put your knees on the floor, alright? And you'll be up in this position. Alright, otherwise stay with me. And then let's press the thighs together, place the hands behind the head, shoulders dropped, tummy firm. We're going to bend to the side, so let's breathe in and breathe out. This can be quite wobbly, so I want you to keep very focused. And then breathe in, lifting up, and breathe out. Bend to the other side. That's it, lovely. Breathe in, lifting up. Then bring your hands down to the floor and jump your feet back to plank, or you can just step your feet back with me. Now from here, we're going to soften the knees a little bit, lift the hips up into down dog. Just pause here for a moment, and then we're going to crouch, look between the thumbs. You can step your feet forward or jump your feet between your hands into forward fold. Flat back and forward fold. Breathe in, sun salute, lift up. Big reach up to the sky. Breathe out, hands back down to chest in prayer. Beautiful. Big breath in and out. Start again, breathe in, reach up. Lengthen through your arms, feel the tips of your fingers, breathe out, forward fold, chest to thighs. Flat back, forward fold. Step or jump back to plank, change legs that you step back with. You always want to alternate. Okay, soften knees, lift hips up for down dog. Alright, so from here, step your feet together. Lift your left leg up, 3-leg dog. Remember to look at your toes. Make sure your hip's not rotating outwards, but it's straight. Okay, chest to thighs. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to bring that knee forward. So look at your thumb so you know where your foot needs to go. Back knee to floor. Slide the knee away. Left hand inside the foot and toe heel a little bit wider. Bend the elbows or bring the elbows to the floor and let the head drop down. Breathe into the belly so the breath pushes into the leg muscles. Now as your body's talking to you, your fascia is talking to you, telling you just drop your head a little bit more, move the elbow here, move the hand there. All of these are important little messages to assist you in doing your yoga today. Alright, lifting up, take your hand outside your foot, toe heel your foot in line with your hip. Right hand stays on the floor, left hand lifts. Now you can increase that, just challenge yourself a little bit more by bringing your hand next to your foot on the floor. You can gaze at your thumb, look sideways or down to the floor. It's okay. Or you can try putting your arm outside your leg. A little bit more challenging. And then let's lower the hand down. Hand outside, or hand on either side of the front foot, touch your back toe under. So move your body weight forward, off the knee, and then lift your knee up. Lower the heel down. Line your heels up. So start to straighten into the front leg and bring the front hip back and the back hip forward. Making sure your hips are nice and straight and strong. Tummy drawn in, really strong hips. Check in with the body, always check. And then you can place hands on shins, sweep your arms back into wide prayer or palms together, link the fingers, chin to chest, and raise your arms up. Now you can close your eyes if you want to challenge your balance a little bit more. Otherwise, if your eyes are open, do check in with your body, whether your eyes are open or closed, and just check the body parts where you think they should be. Now bring your hands forward, bend your front knee, hands to chest in prayer. Go onto the back toes and float the leg up, warrior three. Check in with your proprioception, use your fascia to check that your feet are in the right position, because you're not going to be able to see your toes, your back toes. Okay, when you think you've done that, float your foot down to the floor, chair pose. Press your thighs together, shoulders down, tummy in. Now we're going to take a twist. So you're taking your left elbow on your left knee, turning to the right. Okay, left elbow on the right knee. So just gradually twisting a little bit more. Elbow outside the knee. And then one hand to floor, one hand to ceiling. And lower your hand down, bring your hands on either side of your feet and take a squat. So thighs together, otherwise you're kneeling. Hands float behind the head, shoulders down, chest lifted. Breathe in and breathe out. Bend to one side, keep nice and strong. Your feet will be working quite hard to kick you up. Breathe in and breathe out. Go the other way. It's quite a challenging position to hold. And then lift back up, hands on the floor, jump your feet back, or just stretch your feet back into a plank. That's a nice stretch after the squat. So soften the knees, lift the hips, come back into down dog. Let's just squat. Walk or jump your feet forwards. Forward fold and flat back, and then forward fold and a deep breath in, sun salute, reaching up as high as you can, and breathe out, hands down to sides, hands back to chest in prayer, deep breath in and out. And lower your arms down. That's it, beautiful. So I'm going to turn and face you now. And if you stand in the center of your mat, we're going to bring ourselves into a wide leg position. Okay, so from here, we're going to bring our arms up to the sides and bring the hands into the chest. So bend your knees, we're going to jump out or just step your feet out. Jump out into wide legs. That's it, beautiful. All right, so have your feet parallel, and we're going to rotate the palms forward, lift up your chest and let your shoulder blades drop. Nice firm tummy, breathe in and breathe out. Come to a flat back position. So just ease into your hips and your back. Make sure it's flat. I don't mean flat is not round looking between your legs, okay? Flat is looking at the floor, shoulders towards hips, tummy pulled up. This is not an easy position. So soften your knees a little and move the body weight forward in your feet. Let's take 3 breaths. This is quite challenging for the back, for the tummy, for the legs. And just think about your toes and your fingers and your head, your hips. And then float your hands down to your ankles, look between your legs. Now some of you might be nice and stretching your hips and you can put your head on the floor. Please feel free to do that. You can hold your big toes. You can slide your shoulders up towards your hips and tighten your tummy. Now place your hands under your chest and extend your arms. You can walk your hands a little bit forward so the weight is even through your feet and out of your heels. Take your right hand under your chest and lift your left hand up. Let's twist. Shoulders towards hips, nice tight tummy. Reach up with your fingers. Try and find your fingertips in your mind, even if you can't see them. Try to find each foot in your mind, especially the foot that you've turned your head away from. Take the hand down to the floor, lift the other hand up. That's it. Now lower that hand down, walk your hands around to your left foot and place your hands near your foot or the hand, same hand as ankle, place it on top and then the other one over the top of that. So you're holding one ankle with 2 hands. Resting your head on your arm, move your body weight forward in your feet. Take 3 big breaths into your ribs. Now one side of your back is going to stretch and that's going to be the right side. Now bring your hands down to the floor and you're going to pivot your front foot so you're in a warrior 1 position with your legs. Rest your shoulder on the front of your shoulder on your knee. Drop your head down and look at your back foot, which should be on a diagonal. Lift your arms up into wide prayer, or you can press the palms together, link the fingers, reach the arms up. This is your humble warrior position. If you'd like to work a little bit more, you can bring your shoulder inside your knee, but that will stretch your hips quite strongly. So if you find that's a little bit strong, put your shoulder back on your knee. Okay, let's lower the hands down. We're going to walk our hands around to the other foot. So pivot your back foot parallel. So your both feet are parallel to each other. Walk your hands around to the other foot, hands near the foot, or you can take your both hands on the outer edge of the ankle. Rest your head on the arm. Body weight moves forward. Breathe into the side of the back that's really stretching strongly. Alright, let's place the hands on the floor. Pivot the front foot to point forwards. Back foot is on a diagonal. We're in warrior 1 legs. Rest your shoulder, the front of your shoulder on your knee. Drop your head down to look at your foot and sweep your arms up in wide prayer. If you are too wobbly, put your hands on the floor. You can bring your palms together, link the fingers and reach the arms up. Make sure your palms are together to do this move. Shoulder inside the knee to stretch the hips just a little bit more. Then lower the hands down to the spine. Take the hands to the floor. We're going to lower the back knee down and slide the front foot back. You can cross your ankles and take a seat. Bring those legs forward. Well done. And how are we checking in with our body today? Right from the top of the head to the tip of the toes, right to the fingertips. So we're working our whole fascia, listening to that little network that's trying to help us move around in our daily life and throughout our yoga. And we're going to lower ourselves down and just have a little ponder, bringing your knees to your chest and one at a time. Link the fingers, press the hands onto the knees, lift the hips a little bit, lengthen through the spine and lower it down. Okay, lovely. So let's lift the legs up and we're going to rotate the ankles. So you can just have your legs, you can hold the backs of your legs or arms by sides, or you can bring the arms over the head and perhaps hold your elbows. Chin tucked in, and then let's rotate the ankles one direction. All right, we're going to change the cross of our elbows, holding our elbows, and then change the direction of your ankle rotation. Lovely. Okay, let's take the hands behind the knees, bend the knees. Now bring the knees out wide, hold your shins or ankles, bring the soles of the feet together and draw the knees away. So we're in our butterfly pose in the air. And then lower your feet down to the floor. Now press your elbows in the floor, shoulder blades draw downwards, inwards. Make sure the back is flat. This is good training for your muscles. Chin slightly tucked in towards the chest, left hand on heart center, right hand on belly. If your butterfly pose doesn't suit you, bring your knees together and your feet just a little bit wider and drop your knees inwards. Otherwise, you're going to stay in that butterfly pose and start to breathe into the belly. Now we're going to focus on our body and help it relax. So let's start at the top of the head this time. So just check in with the face. Make sure the ears are soft, the face is soft. Soften around your neck and shoulders. You might want to extend your legs now. Let the feet drop outwards. And just check in with your neck and your face again. Hands can stay on the heart center and belly, otherwise by your sides, palms up or down, whichever you prefer. Now let's check in with the neck and shoulders. Right down to the fingertips. Are we relaxing our arms and our backs of hands and our fingers? Front of the body softens. Belly drops down as we breathe out. Feet rolled out to relax into the hips. Legs nice and soft. And down to the toes, which are lovely and soft. Check in with your body, your fascia, to find out whether you have relaxed enough. Is there anything you're holding tight? You need to let it go. And you can stay in relaxation for 5, 10 or 20 minutes. Just turn this video off, and when you've finished, turn it on and rejoin us to finish. Otherwise, stay with me now and let's finish together. Moving your fingers and your toes. Let's walk the feet up to the end position and roll to our side. Resting your head on your hand. And lift up to a seated position. Sitting forward on your sit bones, hands on your knees or in the lap. Gently lifting up the spine and keeping the shoulders soft. Just nod your chin towards your chest a little bit. Let's lower the hands down, big breath in. Reaching the arms up, nice big stretch, and breathe out. Hands down to chest, thumbs to heart center. And let's take 3 deep breaths to energize our body. So breathing into the belly, ribs, shoulders and back, and breathe out. And again, breathe into the belly, chest, shoulders and back, and breathe out. Take 1 more deep breath in and out at your own pace. And have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you learned a little bit more about your fascia and proprioception and how important it is to your life and your health. So if you like this video, press like and make a comment. Remember to subscribe to my channel and join me again.